Steve, another home game. Is this a chance to apply some more pressure on the teams in and around you at the top of the table?
Well, as always, they come thick and fast, and our home form has been fantastic. So let's hope we can obviously keep that going. And as I said, you know, it's still a long way to go. But of course, if you can win the game, then of course it applies that little bit of pressure. But still, as I've said, very early and still a long way to go.
It's been an interesting week at Charlton. 5-0 defeat on Tuesday. A change of head coach. Does that make them dangerous?
You've always got to be wary, of course, because you know usually a change of voice, you know, change of manager, you know, usually things improve. So that'll give Charlton that extra impetus, I would have thought. You know, they want to impress their new manager, their new coach, whatever you want to call it. But really, it's what we do. Really, it's how we go about our job. And if we have had an Achilles heel, you know, we lost to Charlton, and you know we haven't performed against Rotherham, or no disrespect to these teams in and around the bottom where there's an expectation. We haven't really delivered. So it's important that we make sure that we do. And if we do and we play to our maximum, then at home we take some stopping.
Do you see the home form as a thing that might well give you the platform?
Well, before you start the season, you do need a home record usually, and I think we've lost something like 1 in 18 games, which is a terrific record. So long may that continue. As I said, we've got, you know, just over halfway to go, so we're bang on course. If somebody said to me you'd have 50 points by 20 odd games, then you would accept that. So as I keep saying, long way to go though, and but we'll give ourselves a chance.
On to transfers.
Oh, here we go.
A report this morning that Derby have made a £7 million bid for Andrew Robertson. Anything in that? No,
as far as I'm concerned, I don't know where that's come from, and would I really contemplate selling to Derby? I don't think so. You know, but he's a smashing young player who's still learning his trade. But I can't see us wanting to sell one of our better players to Derby. So I can certainly quash that one. Even if they got to double that figure, I don't think we'd be selling. So why would we want to break anything up now? So we want to try and improve the squad if we can, not obviously dismantle it.
Nicholas Bentner's one name.
Is that right?
Linked, and Blair Spittle as well. Are either of those players on your radar?
Which one was it? Bentner and?
Blair Spittle.
Blair Spittle. Certainly, I've had Nicholas twice. I don't know if he is available. I think people are assuming things. I mean, if he did become available, then I would certainly be interested. But at this particular moment, I don't think he is. Certainly, we wouldn't be in a position to buy Nicholas. And certainly, I would think in the Bundesliga, he'd probably be on too big a salary for us to even think about it. But somebody that I've always liked as a player. I've had him twice before. So if he was available and he can come for a tenner a week or whatever, then we'll be interested.
One player coming back to England is Darmen Doy. He spoke to Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, he spoke to me a couple of weeks ago about him, and I have to say on a loan deal. Then I said to Sam, like I would say to anybody else, that on a loan deal, he's worth a punt. He did okay for us last year in a difficult situation. He got a few goals for us. He knows the division. He's a decent striker, so I wish him the best of luck.
Liverpool, Manchester United. This weekend, you obviously played in the fixture.
Long time ago.
What's it like to play in that game, and what type of match are you expecting this weekend, given the respective league positions?
Well, the two games where the two teams played this week was fantastic. They were both great games. Newcastle and Manchester United, and Liverpool Arsenal were two terrific games. As to playing them, if I can go back that long, they are fierce and hugely competitive. So, as always, it'll always be an intriguing game, and usually a very good spectacle. And if there is a derby from 45 miles away, that really is it. It's possibly as big as it gets. So a great game to play in.
Do you think even more significant given the fact that both sides need the points to get at the table?
I don't think there's Liverpool, Man United. I don't think it needs where points are or whatever. There's always going to be that fierce rivalry which built up over the last 30, 40, 50 years or whatever it is. There's a huge rivalry there. No matter what circumstances, always a big game.
Steve, have you made an inquiry for Nicholas Bentner?
No.
You intend to?
No.
Just clearing that up. How much better do you feel you need to be, looking back to your game at the Valley earlier on this season, this time around?
Well, it was one of them disappointing ones. we have to, we have to hold our hands up. We didn't really play until the last 20 minutes. But, it was the start of the season. It was still trying to throw away those hangovers, if you like, of being relegated and in dealing with relegation. And simply we didn't perform on the day. I expect us to be better tomorrow. As I said, we're at home. My home form's been good. That's important, that stacks up. And as I've just said, where Achilles' heel has been against the teams where we're expected to win. And we haven't dealt with that expectation. So let's hope tomorrow we'll put that right.
How do you see the promotion race generally speaking?
Well, as I've said all along, you've got to be, in the next 2-3 months is vital. Up until when you get to, 9 games to go, then the tickly bit really starts. And we know too well, only a couple of years ago. I think we had to beat Bristol and beat Barnsley, who were already relegated, to get promoted, and we didn't manage to do it. So a long way to go, and when it gets to the nitty gritty, then of course you need to be in and around it. And I hope that we are. That's the big thing, that we stay on the run we're on at the minute. We've had a good start to the new year. Long way to go, but we're in a good position.
Any players you're talking to at the moment regarding the contracts?
But still, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed from Tuesday.
Okay. Any potential outward movement? I'm thinking about some of the younger players.
Matty Dixon's just gone to York today. I expect him to go to York, and wish him all the very best of luck. He's been here since he was a boy, and it's important that he goes and plays somewhere. I'm delighted that York have took him, and I wish him the best of luck. The same with Will Amison, the young central defender's gone to Blackpool. And in that respect, I'll make a decision over the next couple of weeks over Greg Lure too. If I don't find a way through for him at this particular moment, then he needs to go and play too. So that'll do him the world of good, maybe a loan deal. And the phone's not stopped for him. And that's something we look at in the next couple of weeks too. But certainly, you're going to ask me, every time I see you, Tuesday or a Saturday, about outgoing. As for the first team, as I've said to you, the most important thing is that we hold on to them. And I'll do my damnedest to make sure that, no matter who it is, we keep hold of them, because, the squad's valuable. Around the corner we might lose 2 or 3 or 4 with injuries. Touch wood, at the moment we're looking okay with Dawson and Alex and Dio ready to join the fray in the next 10 days, I would have thought. So the cup tie for them looks on the cards as a game for them. So it's all looking okay at the moment.
What do you feel the key to staying in the top 2 is now? Are you going back in there?
Well, the most important thing is the consistency. And if we're going to, we have to improve away from home. Home form stacks up and has been excellent. That's why we're at the top of the league, or the second top of the league. You hope that stacks up, of course. And if we can improve away from home, then we'll give ourselves an outstanding chance. So, all to play for. But halfway there, we're in a very decent position.
Have any injuries, fresh ones for this
No.
one?